Hello there, I am Tugustu Zariun. This is my channel. Motivate and support me by subscribing my channel. Thank you. I will continue grade 11 textbook, the last chapter, which is unit 6 about fundamentals of programming. The learning outcomes for this unit, at the end of this unit, students will have to be able to define computer programs. You have to state and describe types of programming language. You have to explain syntax and semantics of programming language. You have to explain variables and data types. You have to differentiate the concept of statements and expression in Python. The last but one, analyze simple programs with written in Python. And the last will be, you have to know at the end of this unit, write simple programs with input and output. What's the unit overview? Computer program is a set of instructions that commands a computer what to do. A computer is made of computer hardware and software. A computer cannot stand alone by itself with the help of hardware. It commands or it works by the help of a software or computer program. The set of instructions that commands a computer what to do. For instance, mouse is an input device, keyboard is an input device. We command using these input devices. How they can work? By the help of computer program. They are working together. Computers do whatever they do by simply following the instructions stated in programs. This unit covers topics related to computer programs, include computer programming language, syntax, and semantics. The high-level programming language, known as Python, is used to demonstrate the basic concept of programming in this unit. Types of programming language. There are a variety of programming languages. Think about the generation of computers. There are 5 generations of computers. We'll see from the first generation of computer which type of programming language exists in which generation. We'll see here. Programming languages are computer languages that are used to write different types of computer programs. Software have a family. One is the system software. The other is the the application software. Under application software, we have language softwares. We have a specific software designed for specific tasks. And under system softwares, we have programming language or language softwares. We have utility software and operating softwares. Therefore, they are categorized under system software. Programming language, they are designed to develop variety of application software, the other family of software. Think about software that are found in our mobiles. Thanks to the technology nowadays, using these softwares, you can, using programming language, you can develop variety of softwares, mobile or computer based. They are generally grouped into machine language, assembly language, and high-level language. When we think the types of programming language, we have machine language, assembly language, and high-level language. Let's see one by one. Types of programming language. Think about the generation of computer and the language of computer. Computer have its own language, which is machine language. When we think about the first generation, it only machine language exists. A computer that is produced around 1940 is only performed the 4 basic operations: addition, subtraction, and division. It only operates a number. When you think numbers, it's possible to change a binary number into, a decimal number into binary simply. When you think about the first generation, computers perform only numbers, not only, it cannot understand statements. Machine language, it is a low-level computer language. It is a language in which everything, including instructions, numbers, memory locations, are represented in ones and zeros, which is binary number system. Machine language is a language that computers understand directly with any need for translation, because the language of computer is machine language that it's not important to translate or change from one language to another. It understands with the computer because it is its own language. That is why it is very fast and uses memory efficiently. However, writing programs in machine language is very difficult. The second language is assembly language. Next to machine language, think about the second generation. The second generation, people produce or start using this language. They can develop simple like Fortran programs. Assembly language is also low-level computer language, but instead of ones and zeros, it uses symbols or mnemonics or abbreviations. For instance, is equal to sub AB or is equal to add AB. It's possible to add to any numbers or it's possible to subtract any two numbers. Sub and add are mnemonics or abbreviations. Using abbreviations like that of this, using abbreviations or mnemonics, they can develop programs using assembly. It is easier than using a binary system. Assembly language is still difficult. It is near to human language, but still it is difficult because it uses abbreviation or mnemonics. Since computers do not directly understand any program outside the machine language, programs that are written in assembly language again should be translated or changed into this machine language. Require a specific type of software. To translate this software, we must have an assembler. Think about two people. One speaks Amharic and the other speaks Germany. How the two people can communicate? We should translate one language to the another. We must have a translator like that of in computer. In computer language, the assembly language should be changed into machine language because the language of computer is machine language. Therefore, we must have assembler that helps us to translate this assembly language or instructions or mnemonics or abbreviations into machine language, so 0 and 1s. The third one is high level language. Think the third generation of starting the third generation. People use high level language thanks to the technology. High level languages are closer to human language compared to both assembly and machine language. Think about 1970s. This type of language allows programmers to focus more on the problem. They want to solve than one program language. Examples of high-level programming language like C, C++, Java, C#, Python, Perl, and Ruby are examples of programming language. But nowadays we have around 100 programming languages that helps you to develop variety of software that helps for computers or other digital devices, including mobiles. Just like assembly language programs, high-level language programs also cannot be directly executed by the computer. The programs have to be first translated into machine language using translator software. Depending on the programming language, the translator software can be either compiler or an interpreter that helps us to translate or change from one language to another. High-level language is converted into machine language by the help of compiler and interpreter. The difference between the two, in case of compiler, they can convert or change once at a time source code, and in case of interpreter, it converts high-level language or a source code into machine line by line. It checks line by line. Compilers translate high-level language written programs all at once into the machine language. The machine language is then executed by the computer. Examples of programming language that uses compilers are C, C++, Java, and C#. They uses compiler translator. Interpreters, on the other hand, translate and execute programs a statement at a time. They don't translate the whole program together as do compilers. Examples of programming language that use interpreters like Python, like Perl, and Ruby uses interpreters. 612 Syntax and semantics. What's the difference between the two? When we want to develop ourselves by high-level language, first we have to know what's the syntax and semantics. Like any human language, all programming languages have syntax and semantics. When you say syntax, it refers to the rule of the programming language. The rule. It defines the structure of the grammar of the language that programs should strictly follow. Mostly the spelling and grammar errors are included under syntax error. The semantics of a programming language, on the other hand, is related to the meanings, or the logical error is semantics. Program must be written with the correct syntax directly by the programming language for the program to be executed by the computer. If a program violates any of the syntax rules of the language, the compiler or the interpreter produces an error message. Such type of error is known as syntax error. A program can have no syntax error and get executed properly, but can still behave in a way different from what is intended to do. It has no syntax error, but it enables to run or execute, but it have a meaning error. In case of such type of error is known as semantics. This kind of error is known as logic error and is associated with semantics of a language. Since compilers or interpreters do not catch logic errors, they are far more difficult to identify and fix the syntax errors. Such errors are, for example, in putting the right, in case of computing, we have to put or we have to choose the right formulas. For instance, in case of finding out the area of a rectangle, we should use the right formula to find out the area of a rectangle or the perimeter of a rectangle. If it's not the right formula, we will get an answer, but there is no syntax error, but there is an error, which this error is a semantic error, which is logical or meaning error. The next is basics of Python. Python is one of the popular high-level programming language in use today. There are around 100 programming languages or high-level programming languages. From this, the most popular known in today's generation is Python. Think about artificial intelligence in country like United States of America, in state California. There are cars, autonomous cars without drivers. This type of cars are produced or use this high-level language we use in high advanced technology in which in artificial intelligence also. It is widely considered a much easier language to learn. This is one of the main reasons why it is widely chosen language for teaching programming to those who are new to programming. Python has a free integrated development environment known as IDLE, Integrated Development Learning Environment. IDLE stands for Integrated Development and Learning Environment. It's an application or software that helps you to write source code and it helps you to find out or debug and run fastly. To write Python codes, the interactive interpreter or the text editor of the IDLE can be used. In case of Python codes, to write or to prepare Python codes, we have two working areas or environments. The first one is interactive interpreter and the other is a text editor. The interactive interpreter is used to write one line of a program code at a time and is less convenient to write and execute a large number of codes. The other is using text editor. However, any number of codes can be written and get executed with a single command. In case of text editor, we can prepare multiple lines of codes. In case of interactive interpreter, it helps you to run a single line. Using the interactive interpreter, I'll demonstrate you here how to use these two working areas. The interactive interpreter contains a Python shell, which is the textual user interface used to work with a Python language. The interactive interpreter is played with IDLE open this. Let me open on start menu IDLE. Type IDLE. IDLE. Python. When you type on start menu, letter ID, it displays IDLE Python, then open this. Says Python. As you have seen here, Python 3.63 shell. Here, the two interactive interpreter contains a Python shell, which is the textual user interface. When you open the first time, it looks like this. It is here is the prompt. This greater than sign is where codes are written and is called a prompt. After a user writes a code and press the enter key, the prompt reappears for the user to write the next code. In case of interactive interpreter, it's possible only to type a single line. After typing, you have to get an answer, you have to press enter key. For instance, here 5 plus 6 using the interactive interpreter or Python shell as calculator. Here, as you have seen, is 10. To get an answer, just press an enter key. It's not difficult as such. 5 plus 6, for instance, 5 only typing 5 plus, it's not a right way. You type like this, you'll get an error, so say type of error. When you type a print with quotation under parenthesis, then pressing an enter key, you get this output. It displays on the screen. Hello. It's not as such difficult. Possible to create a single line of command. What about the second is text editor. It helps you to create multiple line of codes here. File, new file, new file. Then you can prepare a code, for instance, here is the code. Let me create this code. After typing the code, we have to save this .py file. Then under run menu, run module type which is equal to 3.14. Radius area pi times radius. This is a formula for area of a circle. Here, two asterisks means exponent in this Python program. The power of 2. Print area. For instance, if you use only one asterisk here, it is semantics error, meaning error. We should take care in case of semantics error. Comparing with syntax error, semantics errors may be difficult. It's have a meaning error. But in case of syntax, it doesn't give you to run. Here, you have to save it. When you try on run module, it says you the source or the source code must be saved. Okay. Then on the left side, you have to choose here. Here you have to choose documents. Then give a name. For instance, area .py. .py. It should be saved with .py. As you have seen, 28.6 is an output for this source code. The same to others, it may not be difficult after getting how to create and run. For today is enough. I will continue the next video in next session. Thank you.